Come on. Come up then. Hi, hello. Welcome to the second episode of Talk Shit with Sammy Sparkle. I am not obsessed with the name. I literally couldn't think of shit. Oh, I couldn't think of anything. And it's the only one that stuck. Can you get off of it? Oi, off. Off. It was the only one that I wanted. It was the only one that was like sticking, I guess. And I didn't like I couldn't think of anything, and I didn't want like something cheesy or something. I don't know. And there was a lot of pressure, and every fun one that I thought of was already like the name of a big podcast somewhere else. And also, I don't know how copyright works. Am I meant to like check if anyone else has this name? I don't really know. Look, that's like not an issue for just that's just not an issue for me to worry about, babes. Regardless. Hi, how are you guys? How's my week been? Guys, have you noticed my hair? Yeah. yeah. Yeah, I got my hair done. I went back to my natural. TikTok has been like shoving that content in my face of like, go back to your natural color. You're going to look so much better. Look at all these celebrities that just look so much better with their natural hair color. And every time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, they do look so much better with their natural hair color. I am the exception though. But apparently I'm not, because I'm such a big fan of it. As soon as I got it done, I was like, oh my God, my complexion looks better. My eyes pop. I just look healthier. I don't know. I really vibe with it. But yeah, if you can afford to be blonde in this economy, that's like great for you. I simply cannot. It's just like, it's too much maintenance. I just want my hair to grow out. And also, my hair used to be so thick and it just lost a lot of its weight. And I kind of like put that down to the endless amounts of bleach I was putting on it. And you know me, I treat my hair like the queen she is. I do everything I need to do and more so I can have good hair, all right? And I don't know what it was, but my hair was thinning and I needed to do something about it. Hopefully, this will sort it out. But yeah, I'm really happy with the hair. I'm really, really, really happy with the hair. At first, I was like, I don't know. Um, at first, I was very unsure about it and I was very stressed about it and it was causing me a lot of genuine anxiety. But like now that it's done and now that I've like put a tan on and put my makeup on, I'm like, yeah, no, this is definitely a good decision, 100%, because I feel like I just look more like clean and like put together and like elegant and I just like down to earth. I'm just girl next door down to earth. That's what it's reminding me of. Also, thanks to everyone who watched the first episode and showed that some love. I really, really, really fuck with you guys heavy. I was and am still so nervous to do this, and I think I know why. I think it's got something to do with tall poppy syndrome. If you guys don't know what that is, I don't know why it's called tall poppy syndrome. There is a reason. You can Google that part, but essentially it's like, it's really big in Australia actually, and it's like building someone up but not too much, or like not wanting to be successful. Or I think I just might need to get the definition, babe. Hold on. In Australia and New Zealand, tall poppy syndrome refers to successful people being criticised. This occurs when their peers believe they are too successful or are bragging about their success. Intense scrutiny and criticism of such a person is termed as cutting down the tall poppy. I kind of don't necessarily agree with that definition. My kind of idea of it is like making other people smaller so then you can be bigger. I don't know. And then it's internalized as well. So it's whenever I'm doing anything new or trying anything, I get very stressed out because I'm like, who do you think you are? Huh? Do you think you're better than everyone else? That you can like just start this little podcast thing? My God. And it's like, I don't want to, it really stresses me out. And I think that you all do it. We all do it. We all do it in this country. It's insane. Margot Robbie starts being successful. She gets her first few movies in America. We love her. But then she gets a little bit too successful. You can tell with the articles and the comments that people don't want her to be too successful. And it's very fucking big in this country, and I'm sick of it. And it comes, and it's even like when you're at work, like when I used to work my old job, and like I would have like a colleague who then wanted to be, you know, a manager and was trying to work towards that. You just automatically are like, why do you want to be a manager? You really think like you're the shit, don't you? You really think you're the shit. I think that's a bit icky. It's just the way this country works. I've internalized it now, and now I'm nervous to do anything different or anything um, that would possibly make somebody think that I think that I am something special. But I know I'm something special, so there's a conflict. Can you stop? I think another thing with that first episode as well is that I actually don't really like it that much because I'm not perfect at it. I think it's like messy and, you know, unorganized, unstructured, which, like I said, it was going to be. And I do kind of want that element of messy, unstructured in the podcast. I feel like that's something that I really vibe with. That kind of, you know, just coming here and sitting down and talking to you guys. I don't want it to be scripted. I don't want it, you know, anything like that. But I'm not perfect at it yet. So I hate it. And that is the story of my life. Because I'm not perfect at something, I will start something. I will invest in something that I want to do, right? But if I'm not perfect at it first go, I never want to do it again. I never want to do it again. I hate it. It's awful. So, and I'm probably going to hate this episode too. I'm probably going to hate the first 50 episodes, but I'm excited for you guys to come along the journey with me of learning to love this thing and work at this thing. You know what I mean? I want to work at this and make it something that I'm proud of and that I love and that, you know, is me. Does anyone want a dog? Does anyone want a sausage dog named Stanley? Because quiet on set. Sorry, I'm back. Okay. But overall, yeah, this is something I do really want. Like, I do want to express that this is something that I want to be, I want to love and I want to be proud of and I want to nurture it and I want to grow with this too. Yeah. And I feel like even that is just like, in my head, I've got that voice saying cringe. Cringe. Look, you're trying at something. Cringe. And I just like wish that voice would fuck off because I'm trying something different and I actually think that this might be a really good thing for me. And I hope that it is. And that's the fucking plan. With everything that I do, I want it to be a good thing and I want it to be something I'm proud of and be something that I love and something that makes me something that like makes me proud and makes me feel like I'm doing something good. Okay, you know what I say? I say let's embrace the cringe. Let's just do it. Let's embrace the cringe. Let's be cringe. Bring cringe back. Because really, I think cringe is actually just... Is it just confidence? Is cringe just confidence? Because I would like to feel confident again. I haven't felt confident since 13, doll. I miss it. I miss it. I miss genuinely not giving a fuck. So that's what we're going to be doing. In this episode, I wanted to talk about a topic I'm always happy to talk about because I think, one, it's funny, and I think, two, it's also, like, really not funny. Like, okay, we're going to go into this topic. Before I tell you what it is, I need you guys to realize if I don't laugh, I cry. And yes, I know this isn't funny, but also it kind of is. All right? The topic of today is my dad. Sit down, grab a fucking snack. We're about to go in, love. This is fucking good content. Alright, my dad, I'm quite well aware, is the most psychotic, awful person in the world. I would say he's a narcissist, but he's just... This man is a dumb, toothless old man who is a narcissist, but also not smart enough to, like, pull one over on me or pull one over on anyone, really. He's just, yeah. And I have some stories about him just being fucking awful that I tell, and then depending on how I deliver the story, either gets a whole room cackling or a whole room doing one of these. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I'm going for either of those reactions today, preferably ha ha ha. But yes, I'm well aware it's fucked up. Let's start with this man just, like, genuinely didn't like me, first of all. I can say that with my whole fucking chest. He didn't like me, and he did not like me from birth. I have a twin brother. He's gorgeous. I love my twin brother, Max, okay? I'll tell you a bit more about him in another episode. And he liked Max. He didn't like me. I don't know what it was. I have a few guesses. I think mainly it was just because if he was an asshole, I'd be like, why are you being an asshole? Like, I never looked at any authority figure in my life and thought that means that you're better than me, if you know what I mean. Like, I have always, even as a child, been able to call people out no matter who you are. If you are either, like, abusing your power or just, like, being an asshole, I've never had a fear of telling people to pull their head in. Whether I'm 330, 300, I will tell you to pull your head in if need be. I don't care who you are. So I think that's why he didn't like me. But he just didn't. And I think that all of my siblings that are alive, because, you know, it's really one by one these days, isn't it? Would be able to vouch and say he really liked the others, I think. At certain times, some more than others, you know, whatever. But nah, he didn't want to borrow me. He never liked me. And that's all right, because, Dad, if you're watching this, I don't fucking like you either. I've got a few fucking stories, all right, to lay down my proof. Lay down my evidence, and then you tell me, okay? So, anyway, we're going to start with, this one's sad, actually. I think it was my 8th birthday again. We got bikes, and I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but, like, getting a bike is like getting a car. It's getting freedom. Back in the day when kids used to, like, play out on the street, I understand why kids don't play out on the street anymore. I shouldn't have been playing out on the street at a young age either. But back in the day, kids used to play out on the street. I know, it's shocking. And just come home when the street lights come on, you know the deal. But getting a bike was like getting a car. It was like getting freedom. It was a big deal. And Max and I were very, very excited. The only thing, we just needed to learn how to ride the bikes because we didn't know. So we were so excited for our bikes, and we needed to go to school that day. And my dad had put the training wheels on one bike but not the other. Guess which one was my bike. And then it was like, come on, Max, do you want to... This was in front of me, and this is one of my earliest memories. This is just fucking sad. What a pathetic old man. He was like, he's like, oh, Max, do you want to, before you go to school, and before I go to work, do you want to go out on a ride around the block? And Max was like, oh, yeah, cool. And then they went. Mum was like, where's your brother? I'm like, oh, Dad's just taking Max around the block on his new bike, and then I think he's going to take me. That's so fucking sad. No, that was not what he planned to do. He comes back around the street. Mum's waiting out front with me. I'm like going to get on the bike. Max has just hopped off. And then he's like, oh, I can't. He's like, I gotta go to work. I can't take Sammy out on the bike. Mum's like, you're a real fucking prick, Dean. You're a real fucking prick. I remember it was fucking amazing. You're a real fucking prick, Dean. And then my mum had to take me around the block, which I'm fine with. I liked her way more than I liked him. But it still hurt. It still hurt. I'm thinking back now, I'm like, that's not a funny story. And I hope that that isn't what this episode is about. That's not a funny story. I'm so sorry. That was quite sad. What an asshole. Like how clear is just like the hatred for your child. I can't even get over it. It's insane to me. And there are so many stories about this. By the way, there are plenty of stories that are just dark and disturbing and just not fun. Won't be getting into those ones. I more wanted to talk about the hee hee ha ha, what an awful dad ones, not a hee hee ha ha, that man should have been locked up ones. Do you know what I mean? So if I'm seeming like really like rough and like whatever, fuck him, it's because I am. I don't like this man. But fuck, I can talk about him. And it feels so good to talk about it because, like, I feel he's so far removed from my life that I have this slight bit of control over the man who just loved froth to power play. But this man is awful. And you might be wondering to yourself right now, my mother, who you may know as Mama Teed, a pure, golden, gorgeous, perfect woman, kind, just down to earth, honest, perfect person. And I'm not blowing smoke up her ass. That is my mum. She is Miss Honey from Matilda. Just kind and good. Okay. How does she end up with him, Miss Trunchbull from Matilda? Well, let me tell you. It's because Miss Trunchbull from Matilda likes people like Miss Honey who will shut up and just get on with it. Those are the people that they seek. Vulnerable people who can be manipulated, and I'm not saying my mum was weak. I'm saying my dad was manipulative. All right? Like she was manipulated, she was abused, she was absolutely taken for a fucking ride by this toothless, ugly man, okay, with no friends, no passion for anything other than to be an asshole. Unfortunately, narcissists don't do well with people with a backbone. My mum didn't have a backbone, and she would be the first to tell you that as well. Okay, she would be. My mum didn't have a backbone. She was very easily, she just wanted peace. She kept the peace. And while I'm telling you this stuff about my dad, I need you to know that my mum was just as much of a victim as we were. So say anything bad about her and I'll fucking get you. I promise you that. Another story the other day. I was telling my boyfriend this story and I just thought this one was fucking funny because it's like just so... It is so preposterous. It's insane, and this is what I'm talking about. You can't reason with these people, all right? You actually just can't, even when it makes no sense. And it always didn't make sense, especially with this one, because he was dumb. He was dumb. One time, so I used to go to drama school. I know, shock horror. Mum did try karate when I was younger, and I lasted about one class, and I was like, I just really want to dance. Why can't I be on stage? Let me be on stage. Mum was like, okay, yep. Anyway, so I went to drama school after school, and it was at a different school. Mum would pick me up from school, okay, then she would drive me to this other school, which was about 15 minutes away, 15, 20 minutes, and then she would drive to work. My dad would pick up the other kids. I know my dad would pick up all the other kids, the ones that he did like, and he would take them home. And then when it was time for me to get picked up, I think it was like an hour and a half later. And I'll say this, he did do it about 3 times. But I guess he just decided he didn't want to do it anymore because there was one day I had finished my drama school. I was probably maybe 9, maybe 10. I finished the drama school. And it was like this uni student as the teacher. I think she was just trying to get some things ticked off. I don't fucking know, but I remember she was young, all right, and she didn't have a fucking clue what was going on. I remember everyone walked out, they got picked up from their parents, and then me, I'm standing there and I'm like, where's my dad? Where's my dad? What? And this chick's like, do you know your dad's phone number? I go, nah. And it was awkward. It was really awkward. I think that was probably the first time I ever felt just like embarrassed and awkward. I think honestly that was the first time I ever felt that. I'm looking around for my dad. He's not coming. And I fucking knew he wasn't coming. And do you know what? Every other kid, if their parent doesn't show up, you go to the worst conclusion. You think, oh no, he's been in a car accident. My brain as a kid, he couldn't be bothered. He couldn't fucking be bothered. That's exactly what's happened. Not even that he's like fallen asleep or that he's just, forgotten. He just couldn't be bothered. And I knew that as a child that that's exactly what was going on right now. And I thought, fuck, mum's work is like an hour and a half away. So mum can't pick me up. Anyway, this is what was happening in the fucking background, people. This is what the fuck was happening in the background. My mum gets a call from this uni student drama teacher from Helen O'Grady School, and it was at Ashmore State Primary School is where I went to do the class. I remember it, bitch. And this uni teacher's like, hello, I got Sammy here. What's going on? It's getting dark. So, and my mum was like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, I've tried to call Sammy's father. He's not answering. Mum goes, oh, for fuck's sake. What the fuck? Do you know, my mum calls my dad and says, hello? What the fuck? Where are you? Where are you? And he goes, this is what he said to my mum over the phone. I've just gotten fucking home and you fucking want me to go back out again? Nah, I'm not doing it. I got fucking Jack with me. Jack's my disabled brother. That was his excuse. I've got Jack with me. I'm not getting Jack all in the car. Mum's like, someone's got to go pick Sammy up. So there isn't actually an option to not pick Sammy up. Somebody has to do it. What's the plan here, Dean? But it's like, this is what I'm talking about. It's so fucking insane to me that even for a second, like, what are you fucking on about? You have to pick me up. I'm 9. By the way, in the meantime of these conversations happening, little old me, 9-year-old me, beautiful blonde-haired 9-year-old me, who just wanted a foot in the door for their career in the theatre, sitting there so fucking humiliated, so fucking embarrassed, and just mortified beyond belief. So I'm fucking standing there, 9 years old, waiting for someone to fucking, I don't know, notice me, do something, take me the fuck home. Oh, I do remember this as well. My dad said to my mum, why don't you get the teacher to drop Sammy home? Are you fucked in the head? Like, he just starts throwing all this, like, preposterous shit out, to try and justify it and make it, like, a reasonable thing to ask or a reasonable thing to do to leave your 9-year-old kid alone until, like, 9 p.m. with a fucking stranger. The uni student she looks at me, she goes, how's things at home? Does mum and dad often forget you? Leave you places? Like, she's trying to do, like, the child safety fucking checklist, and I'm like, oh my god, this is not good. Anyway, so it's, like, around 9 p.m. I don't know the exact time. I was 9 years old. I just know it was really dark, and we were there for a really fucking long time. Dad rocks up. He is not happy with me because I am the one in the wrong here. Me, I'm the one in the wrong. Oh my fucking god. It was so embarrassing. She was like, it's all right. It's fine. He had no excuse, nothing. And he rocks up his bare fucking foot, first of all, barefoot, rocks up like in just like a foul fucking mood, starts like yelling at me. I don't even remember what for. But I was just so fucking embarrassed, mortified, shamed, humiliated, any other, let's look up the thesaurus. Okay, I was so fucking embarrassed and just, I think I was like, I hate this man. From that day forward, I was like, I hate this man. I hate him. I just like, I think back to those moments and I just think, my mum, my poor mum, trying to get by, trying her hardest to get by, picks up a night job, the one thing she asks this man to do, and he never does anything, by the way. The one thing she asked this man to do is to pick the kids up from school. One, he did that, flying colours. By the way, there was another time he had to do that and he left me at school as well, but that's... Two, pick me up from drama school an hour and a half later, 15 minutes down the road. He was so close, but he just decided to... I don't know what the psychology is around him just like putting my mum in such awkward situations and such incredibly like... I don't know, but he loved to do it. He loved doing that shit of just like not budging, not moving, just absolutely, I'm not picking Sammy up. I'm not. And she's like, well, I'm in fucking Brisbane. Okay. You're not working at the moment. I am. Okay. So how about you get off your fucking ass and go get your fucking child? Now that is what my mum should have said. Just like, how do you even communicate with someone like that? It's like, because he knows. He's dumb, but he's not that dumb. He knows that someone needs to go pick Sammy up. And he just decides not to. He puts my mum in these awkward positions, or he will just... He's the king at weaponizing competence when it comes to raising his kids. For example, one time, I don't know where my mum was, but my mum wasn't at home. The one time he had to make us breakfast. He had to make us breakfast one time. Do you know what he made us? Do you know what he made Max and I while we're sitting at the kitchen? We're young, I remember. He makes an omelette. Now, that's above and beyond for someone who just likes a bit of fucking Nutri-Grain in the morning. Alright, that's above and beyond. And unnecessary. I can actually make my own Nutri-Grain. Alright? What does he put in the omelette? Spaghetti. Tin spaghetti. I could probably get behind that. That sounds something like, you know, quirky, but like I could... And banana. Spaghetti and banana in an omelette. Can I ask if this is a normal thing for anybody? Does anybody here watching today, have you guys ever had or heard of a spaghetti, tin spaghetti, and banana fucking omelette? Because I fucking haven't. Still, to this day. And I certainly hadn't when I was a young'un. So he puts that down on the table. Poor Max, he's petrified because he takes one look at this. That kid's autistic. He takes one look at this and he goes, oh, I can't eat that. But he's so fucking terrified. He's just, I can see him, he's just chewing. He's not going to swallow it. But he's chewing with like a half smile on his face. The poor darling. Me, I'm the loud one. So I sit down. I'm a child. I sit down and I go... He goes, banana and spaghetti omelette. And he's got this fucking little grin on his face. Like he thinks he's done something. I'm child and I said, well, what the fuck is a banana and spaghetti omelette? The response was not ideal. Okay. He didn't... He was quite offended that I didn't want to eat the food that he made, even though he knew that I wouldn't want to eat the food that he made. Let's be very clear. That was his plan from the get-go. His plan was to make food that we wouldn't like and complain when me, because he knew that I would be the one to say something, wouldn't eat it. I'm not eating a banana and spaghetti omelette. I'm not. Anyway, all I remember is him. Oh, no, actually, sorry. I remember me going to the landline phone, calling my mum on her mobile. Poor thing. I don't know where she was, but every time she left the house, we had to call her because he was just so fucking hopeless. But I called her and I'm like, Mum, banana and spaghetti omelette. I like, what the fuck is a banana? I'm not eating it. She's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, banana and spaghetti omelette. That's what he's made. Because he's fucking going off his nut, by the way, because I said that I'm not eating a banana and spaghetti omelette. She's like, put him on the phone. I can just hear my mum through the phone, just like, why are you doing, what are you getting out of, what the fuck? So many times of just, why are you doing this? Just stop being an asshole. But he just couldn't. He just didn't have it in him. He's just the fucking worst. So then, yeah, I'm the villain now because I didn't want to eat his food that he... Oh, and then I remember him talking on the phone and saying that it was some, like, childhood fucking bullshit. Like, it was so special to him and that it was like, you know, it's heartbreaking that, you know, he put in all the effort. I'm sorry, that's just simply not fucking true. You're a liar. And I'm not eating it. This is so good, actually, because I'm just remembering so many stories. And I think this is entertaining. Is this entertaining for you guys? Because it's actually really entertaining for me. I love dogging on my dad because he is the worst. And when I was younger, I didn't talk about this stuff because I was scared child safety was gonna come to the door and fucking tear the family apart. Little did I know that fucking hell, as they fucking should. That would have been the best fucking thing ever. Now, we were a big family, okay? There was 5 kids. That's a big family. I'm right at the end. I'm the youngest. Now, the eldest we had was Jack. He had severe cerebral palsy and took a lot of work looking after him. I just remember him thinking that he did all this shit. And I remember me thinking he did all this shit because he would tell us about how much he did for Jack and how good of a guy he was for sticking around with Mum even though she had a disabled kid. I remember him saying that shit all the time. And as a kid, I'm like, good guy. As an adult, I'm like, do you want a fucking medal? Because you're not going to get one from me. All right? You're like, you should. Like, that's just something that you do anyway. Don't be an asshole about it. You know, most guys would have abandoned your mum. She would have been all alone. You know, with no help. No, not me. I'm a standout guy. All right? And I provide for this family. I'm a provider. All right? I go to work. I have sex with girls in my car. And I deliver medical equipment for 37 grand a year. I'm a father of 4 kids. Sorry, 5. And I'm a hardworking, true blue Aussie bloke. So that's my dad. That's how he would describe himself today. Although he does believe that the reason he has no family left, the reason my mum left him, the reason none of the kids speak to him, and the reason that none of his family speaks to him is because of me. It's my fault. Direct quote. As when my mum did leave my dad, I was 15 years old. That kind of sucked. I was like, oh, it is my fault. Maybe it is my fault. I know it's not my fault. But Actually, can I claim that it is my fault? Because fucking hell, wasn't everyone's lives so much better after we fucking... Jesus. I'll claim it. Something else my dad would do, which is incredibly fucked up, was he would play little mind games to like make me feel like the outsider or make me feel excluded, which I think essentially has crossed over and been the result of me not really having a strong relationship with any of my siblings. I was never close with any of my siblings growing up. I was always on the outside. I was constantly put outside and put on, like, excluded and shit like that. And he would constantly do these little things to make it known that that's what he was doing. For example, he would make dinner and, like, I would get the smallest plate. And it would be quite noticeable to me. But if I brought it up, then it would be like, oh, you're just being dramatic. Like, it would be like, say, everyone got 2 drumsticks and I got 1. I'd be like, and I'd say something because I was growing. I'm hungry. And I just didn't have a relationship with any of my siblings. And I feel like that's because my dad worked overtime in trying to keep me not only isolated from him, but isolated from the others. But everyone got to be the favorite in like a cycle. He always had a favorite, and everyone got to be the favorite. I didn't. No, because he never liked me. And I think that, and he's done some evil, evil shit. But I think him getting in the way, partly, of me having a relationship with my siblings is probably the most evil thing he's done. It is diabolical, actually, and it's cruel. So I think that's... And, you know, that still has massive effects now. I don't have the best relationship with my siblings. I don't feel comfortable with them. I've tried to feel comfortable with them. It just doesn't work. It doesn't gist. And that could just be a personality thing. But I think also I don't feel that sibling bond necessarily. I'd say I do with Max a little bit, my twin brother. But with all the other... I just don't feel that sibling connection. I don't feel like that was... I don't... I can't think of a time where I've ever been like, oh, I need my brother. Oh, I need my sister. Or, would love to hear what my sibling thinks about this or that. Or I wish I could get their advice on this. Never felt the need. Never felt like that's something I could do. So despite growing up in a big family, because everyone was so fucked up, I don't have that big family kind of like spirit. Yeah. The only person I did have was my mum, and then she died. And that's not my dad's fault, but I do blame him for wasting so much of my mum's fucking time. The little time she did have on this earth, wasting it with him. Absolutely, I blame him. Look, my camera's running out of battery, and I'm running out of battery. So I am going to sign off. I fucking love yous. Thank you so much for the support for the last video. Thank you for this video. I really liked this. I just came on and I was like, I'm going to talk shit about my dad. I'm going to dog on my dad. And that's exactly what I did. And it felt fucking great. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys next week, I guess. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're all so hot. Period. I need to figure out how to sign off from this because I don't actually really know. I actually don't even think I'll upload this one, to be honest. Maybe. We'll see in the editing process because I don't think I really wrapped things up properly. It was just kind of like a messy spiel. No, I'm not talking shit about myself anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm an icon legend and I spoke with precision and complete sense and I loved it. I love yous. I love yous. Goodbye.